If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got Cat 7 tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got Cat 7 tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got cat serve and tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got cat serve and tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there. Hey guys, I want to let you know that our medical gear is back in stock. You can find it at tacticalrifleman.com. We've got cat serve and tourniquets. You know you need to have one of them, but we also got our TR EDC med kits. These are vacuum sealed, packed by North American Rescue. They have got their 4-inch mini responder dressing, a 2-pack of hyphen vented chest seals, roll of 100 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape for sealing those wounds and stuff, set of large gloves, and then if you get the basic kit, it's got a roll of compressed gauze, literally a whole roll of gauze for packing wounds in that little pack right there, vacuum sealed. If you go with the advanced kit, it is filled with quick clot gauze. Same thing, it's gauze, it's just impregnated with the quick clot agent. Again, good stuff, vacuum sealed, approved by TSA to carry on planes, going to schools, kids' book bags, whatever. You can check them out at tacticalrifleman.com. Go to our store there.
coming right there.
Hey guys, welcome to Tactical Rifleman here at Tactical Tuesday, our live stream, right? We're gonna hang out with you guys tonight. We're gonna have us a good time, right? But this is the time where I ask you guys, can you hear me okay? How's my mic? Stuff like that. Sometimes we have issues. You know, I'm just doing this in my office. This is actually my office. Laptop and everything, guys, right? Literally this, I got my laptop here. This is where I make all the magic happen. So anyways, let me know if you guys can hear me okay, and hopefully you can, right? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Anyways, I've got a bunch of great stuff I want to talk to you guys about tonight. It's just you and me, all right? We're keeping this nice and personal. Steve Holland is going to join us next Tuesday, but we're actually going to do it at the Leatherwood Distillery in Clarksville, Tennessee. So anybody that lives in the area, if you live within 3 or 4 hours of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, you owe it to yourself the next Tuesday. Drive down to downtown Clarksville. It's right off of exit 4. Go to Leatherwood Distillery. You can hang out with a bunch of good SF guys, fifth group brothers of mine, and we're going to have us a great live stream. Steve Holland's supposed to be putting it together, so it's going to be a good time. I have got myself a fresh cup of coffee right here. That's some good coffee right there, guys. First off, you got to warm the cup. If you can drink from the head of your enemies, that's always going to be better. If you can't, you use a regular coffee cup. This coffee cup is actually a gift from one of my patrons, Tim. Thank you very much. Start off with 8 shots of espresso, and then froth a little bit of sweet Italian cream to put in there. If it's after 6 p.m., who am I kidding? If it's after 10 in the morning, then you add some Patron XO Cafe, and I'll be adding more of that to heat this cup back up once it cools off. That is some good freaking coffee right there. Good coffee. So anyways, why do we do live streams? We do live streams so I can hang out with you guys. Yeah, so we can hang out, you know. I have my phone right here. And if you guys have any questions or anything, just put it in the chat room. And my moderators will kind of stalk the chat room. They'll pull legitimate questions out, send them to me. If you want me to see it, you want it to pop out. Well, if you want to do a super chat, you want to make a small donation to the preservation of Carl Erickson Foundation, you're always welcome to do that. I encourage you to do that. You notice we don't have a sponsor here. This spot of the wall is empty. On your screen, I don't need a sponsor. I prefer to have a sponsor, but the big thing is live streams give me opportunity to hang out with you guys. You have questions, things like that, put them in the chat, and my moderators will they'll send them to me via phone. All right, good stuff indeed. I actually text Angry American. You guys know Chris Weatherman. He's the goes by the pen name A American. And he's wrote the Home series of survival books. He's actually doing his live stream right now. So, Chris, while you're running your live stream, if you've got your phone out and you're watching mine, because that's what I would do, I'm just giving you a shout out, right? So, no, guys, I don't want you to leave and go hang out. I don't want you to go hang out with Chris. I want you guys to hang out with me. I had a few things I wanted to pitch to you guys real quick. You've been watching all the stuff going on in the news, and I just did a little video for my patrons on Patreon. I do little videos and stuff with them all the time, and we talked about the need for situational awareness, and you've got all these, right, just the very first of the year, you know, you had the mass killing with a pickup truck in New Orleans, right down on Bourbon Street, and I love Bourbon Street. I love the French Quarter. It's one of the only real decent things in that entire state. That is some good coffee right there. And then you also had that Green Beret that had been diagnosed with depression that committed suicide right outside the Trump Hotel in Vegas. Wanted to make the news. About the only way you can make the news is with something sensational, you know. And there's, guys, you understand there's a lot of ISIS attacks on the horizon. All right, there's lots and lots of stuff going on the horizon. But the one thing I want to point out to people is everybody's worried about, well, who's doing this? Is this the government? Is this ISIS? Is this Al Qaeda? It really doesn't matter, guys. What matters at the moment of truth is not who did it or why they did it or what their political and religious preferences were. What matters is, are you situationally aware and able to mentally and physically step up to the plate and accomplish the mission, whatever it may be. So I encourage you guys to train and train a lot. What I mean by that is everybody just, they want to act tough. You've got your Leonidas beard and your tattoos. But the reality is, if you don't have training and you don't have good situational awareness, you're not going to succeed. The saying that, well, I will rise to the occasion. Nobody rises to the occasion. You fall back on your level of training. And the reality is, your child holding your hand is going to look up at you, and he or she's going to expect you to save the day. And either you're going to do it or you're not. That's just the truth. So, anyways, that's what it is. Meandering Pilgrim saw the HTX1 promo. Curious how much time rounds on it other than being US made and significant advantages over the ACSS models. All right, guys, real quick what he's talking about, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that video up in the background because some of you may not have seen it today. All right. But there's this new optic made by Primary Arms. Now, Primary Arms used to be a company that made crappy, I didn't say crappy, but they made lower price point sights for ARs because people couldn't afford EOTechs and aim points. So it was actually a barber, the guy who started Primary Arms. He has since grown it, and he's got all these other things. Well, they had a home run with the Vulcan reticle, and it was made exclusively for them by Primary Arms. By Holosun. They put it in the 507 open emitter. They put it in the 509 with the enclosed emitter, and that enclosed emitter 509 with the Vulcan reticle, that's what I run on all of my blasters. It is. You need an enclosed emitter. The problem, though, is U.S. SOCOM's been restricted by the U.S. government. You must buy an American-made optic. So Primary Arms said, rather than licensing out the Vulcan reticles, what they should have done, they said, we're going to take a chance. We're going to make our own. Now, this is the first optic Primary Arms has ever made, and they've been working on it for 2 years, guys. I'm like, hey, it looks good. This was a year ago. Me and Sue went and did a review, a tour of their factory. They're like, well, we want to work out the bugs before we go public. Now, you understand companies like Remington with their R54 pistol, they released it before all the bugs were worked out of it, and that's why nobody uses the R54. But this HTX1 enclosed optic, guys, it's held on, the plate's held on with the usual 2 screws. All right, mating surface, you can't get around that. But the plate is insanely thin. And then to keep the optic onto the mounting plate, it's 4 screws, 2 on the front and 1 on each side. And this thing is just freaking bomb-proof. It blew me away how low this thing is and how big the glass is. Like, I like the ACRO, the Acro by Aimpoint. It was the first enclosed optic, but it was big as a mailbox. It was like, no shit, having a mailbox on your gun, and the glass was small. Battery life sucked. This thing has got a huge glass, front and back, very low profile. It's running a huge watch battery, 2032, same as you guys are running in most of your rifle optics. Low power variable optics, stuff like that. The illuminating battery in that is usually a 2032. That's what's running this thing. So it's got plenty of battery life. And they built it specifically for SOCOM. They didn't build it for you. They didn't build it for me. They built it because they're going after the government contract, which has already been awarded to SIG, by the way. But the Army is not happy with the SIG optic. They're just not happy with it. They don't like it. They don't like it, guys. They do not like it. They want something better. And I'm here to tell you, better is this puppy right here. It really is. I wish I had one in my hands that I could show you guys. But it is... you guys know I'm rough on stuff. Like when I teach doing one-handed reloads, I teach to rack the slide. If you have a bad round or whatever, tap it on anything, rack it on anything. I don't care if you're racking it on your holster, your belt buckle, the steering wheel, the edge of the barricade. I don't care if you grab the guy by the back of the head and you rack the slide on his eye socket, rack it on anything. But I demonstrate by beating the snot out of these optics on barricades. And so I'm very rough, and I have tore up a lot of glass on optics. Okay, it still took a couple years for my first 509 to die. Holosun did a great job with that optic. My Acro, I ended up taking it off the gun before it died because I wasn't happy with the size of the glass. All right. This thing has got huge, thick, the thickest aluminum on the entire thing is up front, the wings protecting the front glass. So you can rack it, you can beat it. And I was really blown away by it. It was everything that I wanted, but it didn't look like how I wanted it. So why did you do this? And they explained it to me. And they had the optic there with all the parts taken apart. And I got to walk into the factory, watch the guys actually putting them together. I got to go into the quality control room. So anyways, I went out to range. I spent the whole day at the range. I had 3 guys jamming magazines for me. As fast as I could shoot this thing, I would empty the mags, and then I'd pick up my empty mags, walk back to the table, pick up 3, 4, 5 more magazines, stuff my mag pouches, my dump pouch, and I'd go back out, and I told the camera guy to keep up. My son's got 40, 50 minutes of clipped shots of me shooting, and I wanted to keep the video short, so we only put a little bit of shooting in it. But I'm here to tell you, I hope it holds up. I do. I really hope it holds up because I want this thing to succeed. But if it's gonna die, I want it to die for me before it dies for some SEAL or Ranger or Delta guy overseas. So I'm gonna beat the snot out of this thing. I am, and it's cold outside today. It's cold, but hopefully this thing holds up, guys. It's brand new, brand new. Some good freaking coffee right there. So anyways, I appreciate you guys asking about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Short, I want to say it was like 3-4 minute long video. You know I'm long-winded, so if I'm going to do a video, this puppy's going to be long. Yeah, I be prepared for another video about the HTX-1, 100% US made, enclosed pistol optic down the road. Let me get 3, maybe 5,000 rounds through it. Let me beat the shit out of it through all the classes in the springtime. Late spring, early summer, I will get you guys that thing. All right. First question. This one is from Michael Johnson. Hey, Carl, what magnification scope would you put on a practical 6.5 Creedmoor gas gun for lightweight target identification? All right. You said 6.5 Creedmoor, so I'm assuming you're going to use it as a precision rifle and not a truck gun, right? Truck gun, low power variable optic, a 1-6, 1-8, 1-10, but primarily you're going to run it on 1X. You said 6.5 Creedmoor, primary job, precision rifle, so you want more magnification. You mentioned gas gun, so now you're telling me in close, in personal urban settings, or possibly hunting within 300 meters. I would go with like a 3.5 to 10, or a, if you want to go down to 5 to 15, but try to stay around 3x to 15x. You don't need a 25x scope on a gas gun. All magnification does for you guys is it allows you to see the target better. As far as it giving you a smaller point of aim, it's can only do that to a certain point. Whether you have a 25x magnification scope or a 5x magnification scope, you, the human being, are still moving at the same amount, except on 5x, that crosshair is doing this, and on 25x, it's doing this, and it's freaking you out. Why can't I hold it steady? Well, you're a mammal, and you've got red blood cells moving in your veins and your arteries, and those come all the way up through your wrists of both hands and into your shoulder and in your neck. And so the gun's naturally going to move. If you were going to say, hey, this is my 1 mile gun, I would say 5 to 25, something like that. All right. But you specifically said 6.5 Creedmoor, and that's not a 1 mile gun. Can you hit a 1 mile target with? Yes, of course you can. I've hit a 1 mile target with 308. It took, I want to say almost 200 rounds. It took us about 2 weeks in Kuwait to hit the 1 mile steel plate from a mile. And it was a complete waste of ammo. But they could say that they did it. It wasn't actually me that hit it. It was one of my buddies. I was shooting at it with a much bigger gun. But I've seen 308 hit a 1 mile gun. But you understand at 1 mile, your shot group is like 90 inches wide because it is completely subsonic by then. Right? 6.5 Creedmoor, very, very similar. All right, but out to 1,000 meters, 6.5 Creedmoor is a awesome round. So, yeah, go medium-sized scope on it. I hope I beat that one to death for you. Good question. David Bobine, guys. See, I love this stuff, right? David's good people. David just threw down $50 for the Carl Fund, and I appreciate that, David. Now, full understanding, you guys understand taxes and shipping. YouTube's going to take about, they're going to take 40-50%. I think it's 35-40% of it. That's okay. It's money I didn't have in my pocket. David, I appreciate that, buddy. I really do. John Brady threw down $20. Thank you, Carl, for all you do. Guys, I do appreciate this. The Gustache 2531. Man, your mama must have had a hell of a box for her to have to number her kids with 4 digits. He threw down $5. Can you ask A American when his new book is coming out in Audible? I want to hear Emery's voice that sounds like Boris from the Bullwinkle cartoon. I didn't know Chris's new book is already out. But you're right. If you guys are not familiar with the Home series of post-apocalyptic survival books, the author's name is Chris Weatherman. He goes by the pen name A American. And me and Chris became friends 4 years ago, I think. I was sitting at a social media event, and one of my patrons who worked with Chris goes, yeah, hey, this is Chris Weatherman, his wife Mel. He goes by, and Chris is like, yeah, we met last year. I met him, Angry Americans, what he goes by. I'm like, I don't care. You had Tactical Carl was there, and Warrior Poet. Everybody's got cool names, right? But then they said, yeah, he wrote the Home series, and I went, you're Angry American. He's like, yeah, I'm Angry American. I'm like, but no, you're A American, A.American. You wrote the Home series, and he's like, yeah. I was like, holy shit, dude, I've read every one of your books. And what I do, guys, when I used to teach classes down in Memphis all the time, I would do a lot of audiobooks. So I had already read or listened to all of this guy's books. And me and Chris became buddies, we became friends. Long story short, he ended up putting me and Emery into his book as characters. And don't read them. Listen to him on Audible, because when you get to book 11, no shit. You guys know my buddy Emery, right? He's Israeli Defense Force, Special Ops breacher, super nice guy, but he's 100% American. American citizen, great guy. The only thing Jewish about Emery is his nose. Emery is awesome. But in Audible, the guy that reads the books, I don't remember his name, Nick Fontaine or something like that, he tries to do different voices for different characters, and when he's like, this guy's Israeli, he talks with such an Israeli accent. He sounds like a Jewish Russian. I mean, you can hear how big the nose is. I mean, it's awesome. It really is awesome. Guys, don't you hate it when your coffee cools off? Yeah. Coffee is better when it's hot. Because hot coffee, your taste buds actually don't hear, you don't taste the bitterness of coffee. So it's always better to drink your coffee hot. But when you can't drink your coffee hot, for example, you're up in the hide site, or maybe you're deer hunting, sometimes you can heat fluids up chemically. Okay, I just like the taste of Patron Cafe XO. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So anyways, I know Chris is working on his next book. He's supposed to kill one of the characters off for me, but I really am. All right, we had a couple more come in here, guys. All right. Pete from Hong Kong threw down 10 Hong Kong shekels. What do you think of the T-Rex arms, AC1, AC0, and AC 1.5 armor? Number one, you said T-Rex arms. All right, and I'm sure he's a nice kid, okay, but he's a punk. He pretends he was in the military. He likes to play dress up, and his holsters don't have retention. And he tells people it doesn't matter, but that's because he's never shot anywhere except on a flat range with nobody ever shooting back at him. The simple fact that you asked about armor for somebody who has never worn armor for a living, you understand, I just can't take T-Rex arms serious. I really can't. So we're going to change the subject. Sorry, Peter, I understand, Peter. He's big on the internet, but I don't know. I've never watched any of his stuff. I just know he's a punk. And I don't watch anybody's stuff on the internet. And here's why. I don't want anybody coming back to me saying, Carl, you did a video on this, but, this other guy did it better than you, or, you copied. I'm like, brother, I didn't copy nobody. One, I don't have to, simply because I have 30 plus years of military experience in my head. You understand, I'm a walking library of worthless knowledge. And I can do this. Guys, you understand, I can just keep spitting out videos pretty well for the rest of my life and never repeat myself. So I don't care what other people say, one. But two, that's kind of why I don't watch anybody else's stuff. It's not that I don't want to get better. I'm all about learning from other people, and I do. But to me, I don't like to learn from videos. If I need to clean my espresso machine, I'll go watch a video on how to clean my particular model of espresso machine. But if it's a subject that I teach, I really don't want to watch somebody else's stuff on it. All right, I'd rather talk to them face to face. So it is what it is, guys. I hear T-Rex puts out good stuff. But I just know a lot of guys when I'm like, hey man, what unit was this T-Rex kid in that you guys are talking about? They're like, no, dude, he's never been in the military. But I have viewers that say he's working with Delta, and he's not working with Delta. Anyways, but that's a lot. You understand? That's a lot of the guys on the internet. Mike, you got, what do you guys call him? Uncle Flannel Daddy, Grantham. I've met Mike a couple of times. Mike was very polite to me. Mike is a nice kid. He's a good kid. He really is. I don't have problems with Mike at all. Mike at least he went in the Air Force, which is an excellent alternative to military service. But I don't have a problem with Mike at all. But some of these other guys on the internet, yeah, I'm not real big on them. Right. Yeah, guys, that's just how it is. All right. I call an apple an apple. I call an orange an orange. I call an ass clown an ass clown. Yeah, I apologize, guys. I'm not politically correct. I'm just correct. All right. Couple of things. I see I got more questions coming in. I appreciate you guys pitching me money today. I really do. I got a couple classes I want to pitch real quick because... real quick, right off the bat, February, which one I have coming up in February? February was, Home Defense Pistol. All right, so Home Defense Pistol 1, it is a one-day class, and then if you want to stay for the Sunday, the second day, that's Home Defense Pistol 2. This class is built for, and you can bring your wife to it, you can bring your kids to it if you think that they're mature enough to soak up the information. But you got to understand, I'm going to talk about you killing people with a pistol in home defense. And we're not working on the draw. That's Combat Pistol 101. We are working on shooting drills to make you better while you are defending your home. Join us. It's a great, great course. I do it at the Louisville Armory. That is in February. And why do I do it at an indoor range? Well, because I have a shoot house there, but also because it's cold as shit outside in February. Let's stay inside where it's warm, and let's wear what you would actually be wearing while you're home. Yeah, if you want to wear pajamas, that's cool, but you don't have to. You understand? That's normal clothes, guys. Normal clothes is what I'm going to be wearing. But we're gonna have a great, great class again. Home Defense Pistol 1 is Saturday. Home Defense Pistol 2 is Sunday. You've got to do 1 before you can do 2. I'm running it again in, I want to say July or August because it's too hot to shoot outside then. And then I'm doing it again in November when it's starting again to get too cold outside. Early November, right before deer season. Again, it's at the Louisville Armory. They're indoor ranges, and this is a new class for us. New class. I'm not even done with the PowerPoint presentations yet. And Emery's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "This is what I'm gonna." And he's like, "That's actually pretty cool. This is my class, But he says he wants to help me teach it, so it's gonna be a great, great time. That's February, guys. It's starting to fill up. I got a couple slots left for February. You don't want to take that one again because I can only do 9 students at a time simply because the range isn't that big indoors, and I want to make sure you guys get enough runs. All right, so I put a 9-person cap on that class. If you can't get in February class, sign up for the summer one or the winter one. Either way, it's a great class. But the other one is Tactical Drone Defense. Now that is a 4-day class. I know that's a pricey class. You're looking at $1,500. I sat through this class the last time Byron taught it. And I'm here to tell you guys, Tactical Drone Defense, Byron Russell teaches it. This is the best money you're going to spend all year long. And the first 2 days is Tactical Drone Operator course. You learn how to actually fight with a tactical drone because you got to learn how to be the fox before you can hunt the fox. Does that make sense? That's the way Byron teaches this thing. The second 2 days is all drone defense. He gets into defeating thermals and all kinds of things. That class is less than 25% full, and I'm like, man, Byron, I will keep promoting it. We got time. It's March, we got plenty of time, but I don't want to waste that class, guys. But I know it doesn't sound sexy, and I know my picture. It's an ugly picture of Emery with a drone controller, but the reality is, I wish I had better pictures. It is a great, great class, and without a doubt. Anyways, those are two I want to pitch right there. And I had a couple more come in. Wow. Ooh, what's this one? I love the colors, guys. This is pretty. Steven Rogers threw down 40 bones. Carl, thank you for all you do, and I will see you in February for Drone Defense Pistol 1 and 2. I'm not joking, guys. The class in February is filling up. I want to pitch it because I'm excited about this class because I don't like just... I know everybody wants to do pew-pew. I know everybody just wants to go do pew-pew, wear nods on their helmets and shoot real fast like the guys on Instagram and Tic-Tac and Clickety-Clack and all the other crap on the internet. That's not real life, guys. My favorite courses to teach are Battle Rifle 1, where all the targets are 50 to 300 meters, and low light, no light shooting, which is you using lights and nods, but actually learning how to use nods. I'm running that one in July, 26, 27 July, I believe. That's when low light, no light is. But this year, I'm excited about teaching Home Defense Pistol 1 and 2. I want to make it just a one-day class. So, because a lot of people, I understand that money's expensive. I got that. I know my prices are higher than a lot of other people when it comes to, guys, I know it. When you look at tuition, I try to give you guys your money's worth. Everybody gets a patch, sticker, t-shirt with the class name on it that you can't buy off the internet. Student handouts, I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't. I care about my instructors, right? Randy, guys like that, right? 30-year Green Beret. Emery Morgenstern. These guys deserve to get paid. They deserve to get paid well. So I gave my instructors a pay raise. And, so anyways, I know my tuition's a little higher than other people. But for those of you that have been in my classes, I hope you will agree that our classes are worth it compared to a lot of the other. And I don't want to bash the instructors, but I hear of like guys starting class at 9 and they're done at 3, and no, that's not us. We go until we're done, until we've covered everything. That is good coffee right there. Good coffee indeed. I've got more coming in. All right, next one. Charles threw down 50 bones. I like it. Carl, what do you think about SIG removing the external safety off the new SIG P320, M17, M18? Number one, it was a requirement from the U.S. Army when they did the bid for the new pistol. There was a requirement for it to have an external safety. Just like you have to have an external safety on your M4, all right? The big thing is, so I know there's no external safety on my Glock. Everybody's like, Carl, there's no external, yeah, my Glock does not come out of the holster basically until I've made the decision that I'm going to mix metal and meat together. That is my secondary in the military. My primary is my M4. It stays on safe until I have a target to my front that warrants deadly force. Just because it's a target or a threat doesn't mean it's a threat that warrants deadly force. I may have to go hands-on, start it with a muzzle thump, grab the guy back of the head, throw him on the ground, zip tie him, all right? But that rifle has to stay on safe. It was a requirement for the new M17 pistol to have an external safety. Glock, and they're back in the vault in Austria, serious as a heart attack. You guys all saw the 19X, the tan Glock that they sell here to civilians, right? They said that was the one that went into the competition against the SIG. It is not. The 19X that was in the competition had an external safety on it, and Glock did not like it at all. But it was required for the contract. Soon as Glock was out, because they wouldn't sell their guns at a loss, and SIG was willing to do that to get the contract, Glock immediately took those pistols that had the external safeties, sent them back to Austria, put them in the vault, the historical Glock vault. How do I know this? Well, because I actually talked to the executive vice president of Glock trying to get those pistols to do a video. The pistol that should have won the Army contract. They wouldn't, they're like, we love the concept, we're not bringing them back all the way from Austria just for Carl. Okay, that's fair. The only thing I like, that I did like about the M17, M18 was that it had an external safety, right? There were all the problems with them falling out of holsters and going off, and the drop safeties not working, and the external safety was an afterthought. It's not big enough. But you got all these cool ninjas saying, well, you know, we were just going to take it off anyways, you know. So and they offered it, the SIG 320, without the safety, and that's what all you guys buy because you're ninjas. Did you guys realize, everybody knows who Delta is, right? If you guys want my history, right? My old unit, let me show you my coin here. I have to carry my old unit coin with me because if I don't, and one of my guys from my old unit comes up to me and coins me, I have to buy a round for the whole whoever's in the bar. Right, but I'm gonna pull the coin out, and on the front of it is you guys recognize that, don't you? You see the skull with the crossed SF arrows with the dagger. That skull is actually not supposed to be a skull. Way back in the day, that is a helmet with a guy wearing goggles with a Tom Selleck mustache. That's what it's originally supposed to be. But they did it in white to put it on the guidon, but also their sweatshirt. It was the original logo for this unit called Project Blue Light. What Project Blue Light was is after all the terrorist hijackings back in the 70s, the U.S. government said, we need a hostage rescue unit. They funded it. It's going to be called Delta Force. Well, while Delta was doing their original selection and training of the original squadron of Delta, there was a special forces company, one company at Smoke Bomb Hill on Fort Bragg from 5th Group. 5th Group used to be at Fort Bragg. And they were called Project Blue Light. And they had the hostage rescue mission until Delta was certified and ready to be operational. Okay, that's where my old SIF company traces their lineage from. That's why we have their logo on our coin. Same schoolhouse and everything. A little bit of SF history for you. Back in the day, because these guys, I'm talking about the guys from Project Blue Light. They wanted, they're in the shootouts, they're doing that. They had 1911s and Car 15s. Well, they said, we want to be faster on our draws, getting that pistol out. They had 1911 45s. To be faster, they actually took the safeties, the external safety, off of their 1911s. It made them faster. It did. It did make their draw a little bit faster. Why'd they put them back on? They didn't do a single operational mission. They didn't, all right? They had the mission. Why did they put the safeties back on those 1911s? Americans died. Americans got shot in training in the shoothouses. You guys ever drive through that town? You're winding down that road and you come up with a small town and there's that blinking yellow light there. And you kind of caution, you drive through, but you've seen those blinking yellow lights? You think that town held a meeting at the town hall and they said, Bob, our town's got too much money in the bank. What can we spend money on? I don't know, Jed. Why don't we put us a blinking yellow light out there on 6880? No. Every blinking yellow light you see on those main roads, a little side road crossing there, that blinking, Americans died there. That blinking yellow light, Americans died at that intersection. I've got like 4 or 5 of those blinking yellow lights out here on the main road out in my town here. And I'm here to tell you, Americans have died in there. There's so many car wrecks. Because the rednecks know these roads like the back of their hand. Yeah, they do. Yeah. That's just real life. So that's external safety on that 1911 being back on those guns. That's that blinking yellow light, guys. All right, they put them back on. That's a blinking yellow. And you know what? It was beat into me. If that gun comes out, because when I went to our hostage rescue school called Safartech, we were running Berettas. When you drew it to shoot, it was already on fire. The safety was off. You drew it to shoot, but if you didn't actively have a target, you immediately, as you're bringing it in your workspace, you brought it back on the safe, which is decock on a Beretta because it's a double action. Then you'd put it back on to fire. But we decocked it. And 1911 doesn't have that. 1911 doesn't have that. It stays cocked. So anyways, I wish that the Army keeps the external safety on. And for people that say that it makes you slower, no, it doesn't, guys. I wish I could grab one of my rifles right here, but you know YouTube won't let me touch guns. But with that AR on safe, from low ready or high ready, we'll say from high ready, and the time it takes you see that threat, takes 0.22 seconds for you to ID that target as a threat that warrants deadly force, okay? 0.22 seconds, human reaction time. We'll say quarter second. And the time it takes you to mount that gun to your shoulder, you're moving the finger from the outside of the trigger guard on the trigger, but the thumb is rotating that selector lever. From here, click. From here, click. In the time it takes you to move the gun, the thumb is already done taking it off of safe. And putting it on the fire if you have a target that warrants deadly force. The flip side of it, though, is you turn the corner and the guy's right there. He pounces on you. If you've got it on fire and now you're wrestling for the gun and he's pulling it, right? You see my trigger finger, right? He's pulling it his way and you go to pull back. What happens? Even if it figures outside the trigger guard, you pull it and then the gun goes off. Some of my snipers are working with the Marines in Fallujah. I want to say it was Karma, little town right outside of Fallujah. This was 2004. And young Marine came into the room. There were no bad guys in the building, but they didn't know that. And they came in the room and there was, I want to say it was 16, 17-year-old Iraqi boy, scared to death, doesn't speak any English. Marine pointed his M16A4 at him and this kid grabbed onto the gun. Why? Why did he grab onto it? He's scared to death. It's instinct. You don't want that gun pointed at you. The Marine wrestled a little bit and then the Marine shot the kid off the end of the gun. Right in front of his mom and his sisters and all the other siblings. Right in front of my guys. And you think that kid deserved that? You think his mom deserved? No, the Marines, he's going to get an ass chewing, but I don't armchair quarterback him. I'm not going to judge him. I'm not going to fault him. But my whole thing is the Marine, to him, in his mind, he honestly thought that that's what he needed to do. Okay. To me, that's somebody that hasn't been trained to my level. Well, no shit. I'd been in for 18 years. He'd been in for 2. Okay. But at the same time, you see how we've got to train, but we've also got to equip our war fighters with the correct equipment. So I'm kind of big on an external safety. My only gripe with a Glock, guys, my only gripe with a Glock is that it doesn't have an external safety. It's my only gripe with the Glock. And anyways, is what it is. If you like your SIG P320, that's your EDC gun, cool. Leave it in the holster. Your view of adept armor items like buckler shield, Honest, Pete, I'm one, if it's a shield, I'm not a big fan of shields. I know a lot of SWAT teams have to use them. To me, everybody is an assaulter. We don't assign jobs like you're the shield guy. No, everybody is an assaulter, and you need to be able to move fast. Now, there are certain situations where a shield would be handy, of course. You for home defense, is a shield thicker than that t-shirt you're wearing? Yeah. Yep. But for me personally, I'd rather put on a good plate carrier with good level 4 plates in it. That's some good stuff right there, guys. That's really, really good stuff. I got another class coming up, guys, and it's called CQB and Home Defense. And we didn't teach that class in 2024 because the shootouts at the Louisville Armory was not big enough for what I needed for the class. One of my instructors found me a shoothouse down in Texas, and it's supposed to be a good enough shoothouse for me to teach this. So anyways, we're going down there in April. If you're interested, if you guys are in Texas or not, I mean, when I teach in Texas, I usually have people there from Alaska, Phil W. I usually have guys there from Maine, Ramblin' Man. I usually have guys there from Florida. You guys know who you are. Everybody comes to Texas to take classes. But it's Friday is combat pistol, Saturday and Sunday is combat pistol carbine, and then Monday and Tuesday is CQB and home defense. Why the home defense portion? Here's why. I know everybody wants to do pew-pew, and there's lots of other instructors out there teaching pew-pew. You want to just do, you want to wear your plate carrier and you want to pretend you're on a SWAT team, cool. And I teach team tactics because I do have SWAT guys and military guys that come attend this class. But I also get into one-man CQB where, like my old unit, you didn't teach that at all because you would never, ever go in a room by yourself. That violates the principles of close quarters battle. Okay, but how about if you're at your home or your place of worship or your workplace and you hear an active shooter situation going on and you have your legal to have concealed carry firearm or your AR or whatever, you're moving to the threat by yourself. Wouldn't it be nice if you had some one-man CQB tactics, right? So that's kind of what I've done. So we're going to cover the duties of 1, 2, 3, and 4 man. We get into priorities of work, all that stuff. But do I really need to cover how to use flashbangs and interior, exterior door charges? No, because you're not going to have them. You know, that's just the truth of it. So anyways, we cover the team tactics because the principles, a lot of principles apply. And because, honest, that's what everybody wants to learn. They want to learn how to be a CQB operator. Okay, cool. I cover that. But then we get into one-man pieing of doorways and two-man tactics, one-man and two-man stuff. And anyways, we wrap it up with some scenario stuff. I bring all the UTM conversion bolts and stuff for your guns. It's a lot of live ammo. But when we go into the shoot houses, if you want to bring your own airsoft gun or something, you're welcome to bring it. But I will be providing ultimate training munition, conversion kits, and I'm not renting them. It's part of the tuition you pay to come. But you will just, however much ammo you shoot, because UTM is over $1 a round, guys. I charge you $1 a round for it. It's not no 19 cents a round. It's not. But if you go in a room and you go pop, 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 that's $4. If you go, you'll be writing me a check for 100 bones, you know. So I don't know how deep your pockets are. But anyways, that's another class that I only have 9 slots for because I want to make sure all the students get enough runs through the shoot house. And if I have a 20-man class, only one shoot house, I can only run so many doorways at a time. Does that make sense? So anyways, those slots are first come, first serve. You can sign up for all of these at tacticalrifleman.com, right? You guys know that. You go there to sign up. Some good freaking coffee right there, guys. That's good coffee. 5 Stone Frontline Coffee. Eric is good people, and you guys should give him all of your business. Indeed. All right, that's all I got from some of you guys. Question-wise, I got a few other classes I want to talk about, but real quick before I do, guys, again, all this stuff about, Carl, what do we do? What do we do? How do we be better? What do we do if we're involved in one of these active shooter, active killer scenarios? One, prepare yourself ahead of time, all right, mentally. All right, prepare yourself ahead of time by getting training. And my reason for saying that is, guys, it doesn't matter if you've got, $50,000 worth of medical gear in your survival stash up in the attic of your house. If you're at the food court in the mall when some guy has a heart attack and lands his Cessna there and it's a mass cache, none of that medical equipment at home is helping you out at all. I'm sorry, guys. It's hot in here. I got to take this sweatshirt off. All right. All right. I still got my mic on. Okay. I think you guys can still hear me. All right. All right. All right. So train. All right. If you want to carry some medical stuff with you, we're pushing our EDC med kits. These things are vacuum packed and TSA approved. You can put them in your wife's purse, your kid's school book bag. I keep them in my carry-on bags. That's what's in on the back of my gun belt, guys, in my med pouches, right? And basic kit it's got the gauze for packing wounds, and the only difference between the basic and the advanced kit is the advanced kit has quick clot gauze instead of regular gauze. That's the only difference, right? Price is a little difference, that's it. That's my shameless pitch to pitch medical gear, only because you guys know you need to have it. And the reality is, how many of you carried medical gear with you today? That's what I thought. But you know you need to, though, right? You know you need to. All right, back to what I was talking about, though. I want you guys to think through the events before they happen, right? I try to get people, I went over it again with my patrons, to always get in the habit of asking yourself, what would I do if something happened right now? Make it a game with your kids, right? You sit down in a restaurant, hey, what would you do if there was an attack right now? And get them thinking. You're sitting in the store, you're sitting on the subway, what would I do if something was to happen right now? And it'll change the way you dress. It'll change the way you act. It really will, right? But what about the moment of truth when these attacks actually happen? And ignored last. He said ignore last. I guess he's trying to tell me I already got it. You have a price and a release date for the optic on today's video. You're looking $700 for that optic, guys. Why? One, because they got to recoup all their R&D. That's why Motrin costs more than ibuprofen. And it's because they built it for US SOCOM. This thing is bomb-proof. So yeah, it's $700. Will the price come down? Yeah, after a while. But not yet. I know it's expensive. I don't have a release date yet. No, I don't. I wish I did, guys. I wish I did. I will find out for you at SHOT Show here in a couple of weeks. All right, back to what I was talking about. You guys feel free to interrupt me whenever you want. FEMA teaches, and they teach it in school and everything, run, hide, barricade, and fight. Run, hide, barricade, fight. That's what they teach. If there's an active shooter at the school or at the mall, run, hide, barricade, fight. That's what they teach. And all the kids go, run, hide, barricade, fight. Run, hide, barricade, fight. Nobody ever elaborates on it, right? Run, hide, barricade, fight. That sounds easy, right? Okay. But let's think about this. You take 4 Al-Qaeda guys. You don't have to fly a plane in a World Trade Center. You have them pick up guns down at some gun store in Texas when they cross the border. You have them, you take 16 of these guys, you send them to 4 different malls across the U.S. Mall of the Americas, maybe Foley, or maybe Opry Mills Mall down in Nashville, okay? There's 4 major entrances and exits there. You put 4 guys per mall, so that's 4 malls across the U.S. Put 1 guy at each entrance, and at such and such time, you know, at 3 p.m. or whatever, they just go in, they just start shooting. The problem you run into is, and they're not going to kill thousands of Americans. They're going to kill 50 at one mall, maybe 150 at another, maybe 20 at another mall, because, you know, depending on how many people have concealed carry firearms, off-duty cops, things like that. They're not going to get thousands of Americans. They'll get a couple hundred, but nobody's going shopping the next day. Everybody's ordering shit off of Amazon. That's just the truth. That's how terrorism works. That's how terrorism works, guys. Mark my words, you're going to see shootings at the mall. All right, but visualize yourself, you're in the mall, all right, you're down at the coffee shop because you don't go shopping with the wife and daughter when they're down at Victoria's Secrets. One, because Victoria ain't got any secrets left and your ass don't belong in there. No, you don't belong in Victoria's Secrets, all right? So you're down at the coffee shop. All of a sudden you hear gunfire go off. All right, and everybody, what does everybody do? All the sheep, what do all the sheep do? Run. They're all running. Now, here's the deal, because you're a mammal, just like the deer that we deer hunt. I have had deer run literally right up to me while I'm standing there wearing an orange vest because they saw another hunter shoot at them and they just knew I can jump the fence over here, and they ran and ran and ran and ran. You're gonna do the same thing. Not you, but the sheeple, gonna do the same thing because you know which exit you normally come, because you always park in the same place because you're a mammal. Don't pretend you don't. You always park at the same entrance to the mall. You know you do. If that's where you see the shooter, everybody there is going to run to the other exits. Even though they hear gunfire at the other exits, they saw that shooter. They're going to run to the other exits. And at the other exits, there's going to be people cutting people down there with ARs and AKs. And the people that were there are going to be running towards your exit. Okay. I want this to sink in. And that's the first part, run. But let's have a destination. All these people that are running, they have a destination. They're going to that other exit at the other end of the mall. Every store they run by has got an exit. You know that employees only door in the back of the Hot Topic or the Dillard's or whatever, Victoria's Secrets? Those employee only doors either open directly onto the street. Excuse me, good coffee. They either open directly onto the street or they open into a private hallway in the back of the mall, which is still a safe area, which has access to the outside. You let them run. You're not running. You're going, you've got to go get your family. That's your job. All right, so have a destination. Your destination should be, if your family's with you, your destination should be get them to the nearest exit. And if that means there's an open store right there, I don't care if it's a freaking Hot Topic. The Hot Topic has a employee-only door. You're grabbing everybody that's laying on the floor there sucking their thumbs. You're grabbing them, taking them with you. You get them out. All right? Now, my wife knows I'm not going with her. She knows when I get her to the street. She knows I'm not going with her. She knows I'm going back to the sound of the gunfire. Your taxpayers' money trained me to do that. You don't have to do that. Your job is to protect your family. All right, now, have a destination. Now, you guys understand the difference between cover and concealment, all right? Cover, that big pillar in the mall, okay? Concealment, that rack of clothing outside there, right? Concealment keeps you from being seen, but it doesn't stop bullets flying around. Cover will actually stop bullets, right? Before you run, right? Because you're going to want to run. Before you run, and whether you're running to the gunfire or away from the gunfire, does not matter. Before you run, you pick a spot, right? Because you're not moving like, no. You bring it into attention and you run as fast as you freaking can. As fast as you can drag your family. But you pick that next point of cover, and then you run to that cover, you stop, you look around again. All right, nobody with guns. All right, where's my next point of cover? Right there. All right, grab the family, that's where we're going, we're moving. And you get there, and then do the same thing. You look for that next point of cover. If you have cover available, then you look for concealment, but always, 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 always look for cover first. Now, what about if you're in that location, you're at work or place of worship, wherever, and you can't run? The gun, you're like they're in that part of the building and they're working their way your way. If you can't run anymore, then you hide. All right, you hide as deep as you can. When you go into a room, you look. Is there another door? Can I go one more door deeper? Because you understand, they're not there to assassinate you. They're there to get as much bang for their buck in the amount of time they have before the SWAT team shows up. If there's one more door, you go through one more door. If you get in there and there's another door that's a closet, that's one more door. You go one more door. And you get into that room, you go, all right, are there any other doors? When you get in that last door, right, and there's nowhere else to go, then look for somewhere else to go. What I mean by that is, let's say you're in that school, that classroom, you go back into the teacher's room, you're in there, and then there's a closet, you go back in that closet, try to go one more room. I'm in the closet. Look up. All right, they got a drop ceiling. Okay, push up a panel, take everybody with you, and you put them up through the drop ceiling. You have them stand on top of that brick wall. You put that panel back down. You wait for the SWAT team to come get you. All right, but always, always try to hide one more room deep. All right, and then once you can't go any further, maybe it's a concrete ceiling. Maybe you're in the bathroom locked and you can't go any further. Then you barricade. Can you lock a bathroom in a Starbucks from the inside? Can you lock a bathroom in a McDonald's from the inside? The correct answer is sometimes. Now, what I mean by that is different floor plans, and they change them up from place to place. Codes are different in different places. Some bathrooms you can lock, some you can't. But even if it's a door that you can't lock, barricade it. Every piece of furniture in that room needs to be piled against that door. If you're in a classroom with 40 desks and 40 chairs, there needs to be 80 pieces of furniture blocking that door. Does that make sense? Barricade, barricade, barricade. All right, and then after that, run, hide, barricade, and fight. The last part, guys, is be prepared to fight. I'm not talking, no, you can do that if you got mad skills. Maybe you're a 5th degree black belt. I have watched 5th degree black belts get their asses whipped. They were drunk, but still, they got their asses whipped. How come? Because you can have force multipliers. What's a force multiplier? Having 3 or 4 buddies with you, or maybe a baseball bat. It was a pool stick that actually beat that guy, by the way. It was actually 3 guys with pool sticks. He was the one running his mouth. He was drunk, but he was a 4th degree black belt. Anyways, I digress. Arm yourselves with something. If you're in the bathroom, you want to snap that handicap rail off the wall, right? That's got a nice sharp edge. That makes a great baseball bat, all right? But arm yourself with something. You're never unarmed, all right? That's a mindset. Anyways, guys, so I wanted to touch on that run, hide, barricade, fight. It really is a mindset. But if you don't have this discussion with your family members, you can rewind this live stream and play it back to them if you want. Fight dirty. Think improvised weapons. Think fighting dirty, and I don't care if you gotta poke their eyeballs out and bite the nose off the face of the guy's face. You know, bite the guy's nose off. Make an example of the first guy, and the second and third guys aren't going to mess with you, right? So, anyways, enough on that. I saw I had a couple more come in. All right. Can you ask Carl what if I can't run anymore or move like I used to? What would he do if he was me? I can't run like I used to. Guys, my fastest time was a 10:35 on the 2-miler. But even when I retired, I was running a 12:25 to 12:35. That was my time on the 2-mile run when I took my last PT test as Sergeant Major. I'm built to be a runner, guys. I'm not built to have any muscle at all. I'm built to be a runner. All right. I can't run like that anymore, but I can run a lot faster than a lot of other people can. But even if all you can do is shuffle that walker, okay, shuffle to cover, and then get there and look and wait. Hey, the guy's not looking. The guy with the gun's not looking. Now you work it again, right? And right, because if you're moving with a walker, you're still moving, right? That's better than nothing. Better than nothing. All right. You got to be able to move, guys. You start thinking the basics of survival, all right? And when I say basics, I don't mean like, you've got the 3 minutes of air left and you can go 3 days or, 3 days without whatever and 3 weeks. I'm not talking about all that bullshit. I'm not. You start talking the survival basics, the basics of survival. Number one is mindset, always. But you guys have that. You're here. You're here hanging out with me. You have the mindset. But number two, after the mental part of it, is the physical end of it. What I mean by physical is getting the physical equipment, yes, but also you being in physical shape. My knee surgery did not go very well, guys, so I need to make my knees stronger. So this morning, me and my son, we went to the gym here in town. I don't like going to the gym. I got an exercise room right here on the other side of that door. I don't have any machines in there for exercising my knees. So Monday, me and Nick went to the gym. Tuesday, we went to the gym. Tomorrow, me and my son will go to the gym. Just an hour. It's not very far away. And a little bit of exercise. Is all of us, myself included, we need to make ourselves in better shape. I know we do. You guys need to get in better shape. You know you do. So you can say, well, I'm too old for that and I'll just shoot everybody now. Remember, not all threats are threats that warrant deadly force. Okay. Anyways, but you'll be able to help out your family more and you will stay around longer if you're in better shape. So work. If you can't run as fast as you used to, yeah, I know, but you can run better 3 months from now than you can today if you work at it. In 3 months, that's all it takes. 3 months, you could make a drastic improvement over what you can do today. Guys, that is a good freaking cup of coffee right there. Good cup of coffee. One of the classes I got coming up, guys, April, I've got, what is it? Let's say it's precision rifles in April. 2-day class that is tactical precision rifle. We're going to get into shooting on the assault countdown. You're going to have targets out to 1,000 meters. Good stuff indeed. But the one I really want to talk about is in May. It's called Mountain Readiness. It's right at the beginning of May, and I want to say, what is it? It's like 2, 3, 4, something like that. It's a Friday, Saturday, half day, Sunday. It's in North Carolina. It's at this huge fairgrounds. We'll be camping out there. And you've got all these great, Bear from Refuge Medical is going to be there. His picture's up there. A bunch of other survival experts are going to be there. Randy Rawhide-Worst is going to be there. I'm going to be there teaching classes again. 2.5 days long. You pay one price, you get in, and you get to pick to whichever seminars you want to go to. There's like 10 different classes going at all times each day. So you don't want to go to that one, don't go to that one, go to this one. It's like my wife did one herbal infused honey for like medicine, right? We have honeybees. We've got herbs. She loved the class. She loved it. I did one women's only AR-15 because all you guys buy these AR rifles and then you get another one. You say, honey, this one's yours when shit hits the fan. And then you don't let her shoot it. Or you have her shoot it, but you don't show her how to use it because that's not what you do. You do other things. My job as a Green Beret was to teach people how to do the basics. So, and there's no live ammo in this class. It's 2 hours. That's it, 2 hours. We did it last May. Women's only AR-15, no live ammo anywhere there. They bring a gun with their sling with 2 empty magazines. We make sure all the mags and guns are empty, and then we use dummy rounds. I provide all the dummy rounds. We go over loading, unloading, immediate action, remediate action, going standing, kneeling, prone, tac mag reloads, speed reloads, 2 hours. We had a blast. It was like one of the most bragged about little seminars there. And they're like, Carl, you got to do this again in 2025. Okay. And I'm going to do a few other ones. So if you're interested in coming, and for all my patrons, there's going to be a lot of patrons there. And I encourage you to come because, like I said, I'm going to be camping there. Randy's going to have his tent right next to mine and my wife's camper. Chris Weatherman's going to have his camper there. All these guys are going to be there. Come hang out with us. Toby and Karen had their camper there. We're going to have us a great time. Great time hanging out. It's done Sunday. First thing Monday morning, there's a range. We're different range than last year. It's a hour's drive away. So I'm going to actually move my camper there closer, 10 minutes from the range. You can camp at the range if you want. Monday we're doing combat pistol, then combat pistol carbine, then carbine zero mastery, and then we're doing gun runner 1, which is, I mentioned earlier, targets 50 to 300 meters. You got to pay for those through Tactical Rifleman, but I really had a good time teaching those classes last time because almost all the students that were there were men and women that we had just hung out with at Mountain Readiness. It was a very family-oriented atmosphere. We had a great time. Go do lunches together, go do dinners together, go back to the campsites, hang out. And we did. We had a great time. So anyways, letting you guys know, 100% I am in for Mountain Readiness again. So is Randy Worst. Emery wants to come, but it depends what his deployment schedule is back to the Middle East. So more to follow on Emery, but me and Randy will definitely be there. Randy's excited because I told him he could teach a lot of the classes that he wanted to do at the Patreon course, or that he's done at Patreon courses in the past. I love this because it's if patrons want to come for a day, or patrons want to come for 2 days and hang out with other patrons, they can do it, and they don't have to buy like a whole 4-day Patreon course. So it's a good time indeed. What if I can't? Oh, okay. JT said he already answered. I guess I beat that one to death though. Okay, that's fine. Ignore last. Nope. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to read this stuff. JT had one more for. Thanks, JT. JT's one of my moderators. I got JT and Donut here, guys. Susan's taking a break for a while from being a moderator. You know, she's welcome back whenever, but she's dialing back for a while. But that's fine because Donut and JT are doing a great job, and I love having them here. Moody, I am hoping that you will. Well, a couple things from Moody. Moody, I hope you come hang out again at Mountain Readiness. 2, I hope you send some more of your wife's apple pie moonshine, because that stuff is orgasmic. I mean, it is awesome. Awesome. So anyways, good stuff, guys. Good stuff indeed. All right. You know, I have covered everything that I wanted to touch on. A few other classes, guys. Battle Rifle 1 and all these other. I can't say enough about these classes. And we're not getting the views that we used to. So I'm not making any money off the internet anymore. I'm not. So 2024, I did a lot less classes. One, because Emery was supposed to be doing classes. He had a bunch on the calendar. We ended up having to cancel them because he went off the war. But the economy sucked because everybody was like, well, we don't have any money, the elections, everything, then economy's getting better now. We've got, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. January 20th cannot come soon enough. That said, when America's doing good, that's when all the idiots in the world want to cause problems here. So I encourage everybody to train, train, train. I have got twice as many training days on the calendar for 2025 than I did in 2024. And I just added some more classes today. And I'm going to keep adding more and more classes. Just there's a class that you guys would like. I don't care if it's a custom class you want to put together for some people. So long as we can fill it with enough students to make it worth my while, I'm all about it. For example, Doc Elkins wants another class there in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I did one for like women's self-defense for like all these girls going off to college and stuff like that. We had a great class there. What do you call it? WASP, women's assault situation. Anyway, WASP, he came up with this weird acronym. You come up with a class or an idea for a class, pitch it, and chances are I'll be like, you know, I've got such and such days free, let's do it. And I will add more, but I can only do what you guys want to do. All right. Yeah, it is what it is. I see somebody asked about my book. Guys, my book is been recorded. I did it all video for my patrons. If you're on patreon.com/tactical rifleman, you can go back through story time. And I've been doing story time once a month for 5 years now. And there's only like 33 chapters in my book. I have a list of favorite stories. So they've all been recorded. I just need someone, I don't know, maybe you guys know somebody. I need somebody that will take my videos and have AI convert them into Word documents, and then I will edit them. My son started typing some of them out, but he's just got so much stuff going on, editing these videos and everything, that he hasn't been able to work on my book in a year, and I haven't worked on my book in a year either. So, I don't know if any of you guys know anything about AI and how I can get these videos converted to text. Please reach out to me, because once I get that done, I will take my camper, go out in the woods for a week with nobody, and I will, on my laptop, do the initial editing of each chapter, get the dates right and the spelling right, because you can see my son trying to spell the word El Fallujah or An Najaf. It's kind of important that you spell them right, because there's a bunch of monkeys out there that would be like, he spelled Najaf wrong. Okay, dude, fine, whatever. So, but I don't want to make mistakes, because that makes it amateur, and I want to give you guys a professional product. That is a good cup of coffee right there. Okay, so we're going to wrap up our live stream for tonight. I had a couple more come in. Marvin, you been busy, brother? Uh-oh. Guys, that's Marvin. Marvin, I am so proud of you, brother. I am so, so proud of you. Congratulations, Marvin. You are the man. Congratulations. That is awesome. That is awesome. Marvin, you're my new favorite human, dude. You are awesome. That is awesome. Congratulations, guys, to Marvin. Marvin is a new member of ICE. That is so cool. Marvin's one of my favorite cops in New York City, guys. All right, good stuff indeed. All right, another one from JT. Question, what is Carl's thoughts on the Green Beret blowing up that IED in front of the Trump Hotel? Honest, guys, there's a lot of SF guys out there that have got depression real bad. He was already on his second marriage, and his wife had just left him for infidelity, and there's talk that he emailed people about war crimes that he was going to expose. I don't care nothing about war crimes because I wasn't there. I don't know what was going on, and so I don't know the guy personally. I'm not going to judge him. You notice he used a truck that basically wouldn't hurt anybody when he blew it up. And he just, why in front of the Trump Hotel in Vegas? Why in a Tesla? Why with a Fireball? Why with a Desert Eagle? Just because if you're going to kill yourself, he just wanted to make the news. And that's so not me, guys. Guys, and I know this is a rough time of year for you guys out there, aside from Jennifer, who should absolutely take her own life. But for the rest of you guys out there, I know this is a rough time of year for you. And whether you're a vet or you're just paramedics and cops and firemen, everybody, a lot of people have just, this is a rough time of year. And no matter how bad you think things are, if you've hit rock bottom, that just means tomorrow can't get any worse, right? Tomorrow is going to be better, so suicide has never crossed my mind. I won't say that. Suicide, I won't say that. But I always ask myself three things. Am I healthy? Is my family healthy? Is anybody shooting at me? Because if somebody's shooting at you and you're hiding and sucking your thumb, you can at least go, well, at least my family's healthy. And if you get diagnosed with cancer, terminal cancer, stage 4, you can at least go, at least my family's healthy and at least no one's shooting at me. And if you're cowering behind the vehicle, you just got told you have stage 4 cancer, you're getting shot at, and you know your family just burnt up in a fire, you can at least go, tomorrow can't be as bad as today. And let's just go do tomorrow. So I'm not big on the whole, the whole suicide thing, guys. But I know it's real for a lot of people. I've had people on this live stream. We have one guy, I won't throw his name out there because he's a great, great friend of mine, total war hero. He tried to commit suicide twice. And he got the 45 round with the dented primer. His 1911 didn't go off. And the other time, a bolt of lightning hit right outside the house, and he woke up laying on the ground with the 1911. The 1911 had gone off, and the power was out in the house, bolt of lightning outside, still alive. Somehow missed his chin. That's divine intervention, right? Yeah, it is. But I know guys that have, but today he's the happiest guy. For the last 15 years, he has just been the happiest guy. And to think he would have thrown away all of this if he had succeeded there. And that's my whole thing. I have guys that lose their minds and cry when their girlfriends or their wives break up with them. And your heart's broken and you're crying and you want to kill yourself, but you cried and your heart was broken when your last girlfriend broke up with you, and now you're saying she was a shitbag and you could do so much better. Same thing with this one. Tomorrow is going to be better, guys. So anyways, and don't ask who Jennifer is. That is an acronym, guys. For those of you in the military, Jennifer is a code word, all right? So, and Jennifer absolutely should take her own life. All right, anyways, we're going to wrap up tonight's live stream because I'm all out of coffee. So anyways, it has been awesome hanging out with you guys tonight, sincerely. Sincerely it has. And yeah, I can say that. I really can. You guys are awesome indeed. I'm going to click right there. All right, so here's the deal. Really, you're going to send me one more? Marvin. He'll be in El Paso, Texas. You ever need anything? Careful, Marvin, because I like to hunt in El Paso, so we might link up indeed. Good stuff indeed. And Marvin, if you ever need anything from the Tactical Rifleman family, you be sure to let me know. All right, guys. Yeah, without a doubt. I need to tell you about next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're going to do this at the Leatherwood Distillery in Clarksville, Tennessee, right outside Fort Campbell. I'm going to invite a bunch of SF buddies. Actually, Steve Holland's going to invite a bunch of SF buddies. I hope if you guys are local that you will come visit us. That means, you know, that means all my buddies, you know, because a lot of you guys, Hook and Mike Quigley from down in Nashville, you guys are welcome to come up. You know, JT, you're only a couple hours away. You could come be a moderator sitting right there. Right, and then you could come up and crash at my place. You know, we could do this. We really can. So anyways, if you guys are in the area, I'd love to see you next Tuesday. We'll have Steve Holland on here. And from there, I go straight to, oh, shit, next Tuesday. Let me see if I can do next. Yeah, I can do next Tuesday. But the following Tuesday, I'm actually going to be in Las Vegas. So we'll see whether I can make that one work or not. I'm checking my calendar right now. All right, come on, calendar. Yeah, we can do this one. Nah, I can't do the one after that. All right, so next Tuesday, I need you guys here if you want to hang out with us. We're going to have us a great, great time indeed. All right. Yeah, all right, so we're good. And that's it. Again, I want to say thank you to my moderators for hanging out, for all of my patrons that have hung out with us tonight. I really want to thank my patrons on Patreon. Indeed, we have been demonetized. That's fine. So why do I do this? I'm not bored. I'm not. I have so many things on my honey-do list. I love hanging out with my wife and my dogs. I sincerely love my life. I do. My son lives right next door. I get to hang out with my whole family. So why do I do this? I do this because I'm trying to make the world a better place. And it's because it's turning into a shit show. And it needs some of us to help out the people to our left and right. That's the good Christian thing to do, guys. So let's make the world a better place together. And so anyways, that's why we do this. And it's my patrons that are helping me keep this channel alive. So anyways, I want to say thank you to all of them. And for the rest of you guys, I'll see you next Tuesday. It's going to be awesome at the Leatherwood Distillery. Y'all take care and shoot straight.
Incoming right there.